Hey, what's up guys? In this video, I'm going over everything you need to know about Deadlock, including her new boost technique, and much more. I'm trying to get more into live streaming, so if you enjoyed the video, consider checking it out live. Just like in last video, there is a giveaway, so like, subscribe, and turn notifications on. Here is last video's winner. Comment below your Discord and I'll add you, or join my Discord server. With that said, let's get right into it. First off, let's start with her infamous barrier mesh, also known as Sage Wall, but you can shoot through it. After some vigorous testing, I found out the following. It is a 30-second duration, and just like a Sage Wall, it takes around 3 seconds to be fully stable. While unstable, the big orb has around 680 health, or the equivalent of 17 Vandal shots or 27 classic shots. While unstable, the small orbs have a health around 320, which is 8 Vandal shots or around 14 classic shots. When stable, it has double the HP, so you have to shoot it around twice as many more times to destroy it. Now, before we get into the fun stuff, let's go over how it affects abilities. Any thrown projectile can go through, whether it's jet smokes or any sort of flash. The wall will block any sort of dog/drone, but Sova drone can fly over. Finally, there are also some interesting interactions with specific agents. The following agents and abilities can go straight through your wall: Omen TP, Your Revolt, Rain of Dismiss, and finally, Chamber TP. Now, onto one of the main attractions of this video, the Deadlock self-boosts. There are a lot of different variations out there, but after spending the last 3 days in the range, non-stop working on this jump boost for you guys, I think I found the most consistent and easy way to do it. There are 2 different difficulties to this boost, a single box and a double box. Starting out with a single box boost, make your way into a corner, and throw your ability away from you like this. Now, when you look down, you should hopefully see a small orb right beneath you. Now, it's time to talk about this small orb. If the box you want to jump on is to your left, then you either want the orb right beneath you or on your right side. Now, when you're in this state, make sure not to press any movement key. Now, when you confirm that the orb is either right beneath you or a little bit to your right side, all you have to do is press jump, and you should be put on the single box. If you aren't immediately put on the box because you are stuck, that's usually because the trick is both glitchy and tricky, so it probably isn't you. But I did find a couple other ways to save the boost even after getting stuck like this. First, you have to have a shorty to even tell if it's savable. When you pull out your shorty, your crosshair is doing one of 2 things. It's either just plain normal, or it's crazy like shown on screen. If it's going crazy, then what you need to do is you need to barely tap W while looking towards the center orb. It'll send you back to the floor, and after this, all you should have to do is jump one more time and you'll be straight up on the single boost. Now, unfortunately, if you get stuck and you don't see the crazy crosshair, the boost failed, and when you press W, the wall will break just like this. Personally, I find the double boost to be much easier. You copy the same steps as before, but this time, you're expected to get stuck after the first jump. Now, there are a lot of things that could happen on this one, so I'll go over everything I can think of on how to save each scenario. If you have crazy crosshair after the first jump and you are high in the air, all you have to do is turn around, jump and then crouch to get on the box. If you have crazy crosshair after the first jump and you aren't high, slightly press W, and then keep jumping until you get stuck again. After that, you can jump crouch up onto the box. If you don't have crazy crosshair after the first jump and you are high, turn around, and when you jump crouch, hold the movement key that goes into the corner. In this case, I held left while going forward to make it. If you don't hold the movement key, then you'll slip off the wall and miss the jump. Finally, there are 2 rare cases where the boost will fail. If you jump high or low, but don't have crazy crosshair, there's a rare chance that you will get stuck in the air just like this. I feel like this usually happens when the orb is immediately beneath you. The only way to get out when you're super high is by shooting the orb, but when you're lower to the ground, there's a chance that when moving around, the wall will break. Before we move on, I just wanted to clarify that when jumping after getting stuck, you have to hold your movement keys in the direction of the box to get on it. If you do it any earlier, the wall will break and the boost will fail. But if you don't hold your movement keys at all, you'll just end up slipping down the wall. Now, let's go over her Gravnet and her sonic sensor. First off, her nade can trap people through walls. Secondly, you are able to fake remove her trap. Just like tapping the spike, it'll play the entire audio. This means you can catch a Deadlock off guard. Finally, it has a 5-second duration, and I think it has the same trajectory as a KO nade. For her sonic sensor, you can only hear it when you're in range to be concussed. Another cool fact is that it can trigger through walls and also stun through them.
Dude, that is so stupid.
Finally, your trips only trigger on sound, and they get disabled when you die, so they aren't good at watching flank. Now for her ult, Annihilation. It is a 40-meter range where it will create a big orb, or it can bounce off a wall once, and then once it hits a second wall, it'll create the orb. If you are hit by her ult, then you will be dragged to the location of the shot. No matter the distance, it will take you 8 seconds to die. However, the enemy team can shoot the cocoon to free their teammate. Since her ult can bounce once, you can ricochet it off walls to hit enemies you can't see. However, you do have to watch out for a couple things. There are some places that enemies can't get dragged through. If this happens, they won't die, they will just be released. And if you're unlucky like me, you can shoot your Annihilation and die at the same time, which means nobody will be caught.
Wait, my ult doesn't get hits if I'm dead.
Thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed, consider subscribing, and comment what you want to see more or less of. A quick shout out to everybody who's always helping me along the way. And as always, good luck and have fun in your games.